Good morning everyone. It's my honor to be your tour guide of today's trip to Shujinju. What on earth is Shujinju? You might want to ask. Well, Shujinju is a clipped form made from the first characters of the names of the three towns in question, Shermandil, Jingguashi and Jufan. The city government is promoting the trio under this name because it is frequently used by the locals anyway and because Shujinju sounds good. It means lasting beauty in Taiwanese. Shermandil, Jingguashi, and Jufan are former mining towns in Ruifang District, New Taipei City. The three villages are roughly an hour from downtown Taipei. Situated on the mountainous seaside slopes of Taiwan's scenic northeast coast, they offer a glimpse into the island's fascinating gold mining era, during which these settlements bustled with miners, magnates, entertainers, food vendors, and every other type of character a prosperous gold town attracts. They present living records of the history and culture of Taiwan's mining industry, each one distinguished by the different mining methods they adopted, the simple charm of Shuanandong, the tranquility of Jingguashi, and the traces of the miners' nightlife in Jufan. Though the gold mines are now closed, these towns continue to exert an allure that attracts visitors to visit and dream. Furthermore, the jagged mountains to which the villages cling provide not only a jaw-dropping backdrop to these living museums, but also some of North Taiwan's most exciting day hikes, providing riches for several days of exploration, both historic and mountainous. Shuanandong, the third of the area's former mining settlements, reached by following the main road from Jingguashi down towards the sea. Shuanandong is home to one of Taiwan's most impressive industrial relics, the Shuanandong smelter. Also known as the remains of the 13 levels, the structure was a giant copper-gold smelting plant, built in 1933 and decommissioned in the 1970s. At night the complex, impressive even in ruins, is illuminated with soft yellow light that makes it appear more like a Baroque palace than a dilapidated factory. Towards sunset, stunning photos of the lit-up smelter, with the imposing Mount Keelung, Mount Jalal, looming blue-black in the background, can be taken from the nearby Changren Pavilion. The sea at Shuanandong bears marks of the area's geology. The waters of the bay immediately below where the village is located, dubbed the Yin-Yang Sea, swirl in a striking contrast of yellow and blue, caused in part as particles of pyrite, abundant in the area, get washed by rain into the sea. Jingguashi. A short bus ride from Jufan will bring you to its more tranquil sister, Jingguashi. It wasn't really until 2004, with the opening of the open-air Gold Ecological Park, now called the Gold Museum, that Jingguashi became established as a tourist destination in its own right. The Gold Ecological Park has turned Jufan's once almost forgotten twin into a hugely popular tourist attraction. The park is centered on Jingguashi Village, a place of narrow alleys lined with quaint old houses that are themselves well worth exploring. The undisputed highlight of the small museum is the huge 220-kilogram ingot of 99.9% pure gold on the second floor, which visitors can touch. After visiting the museum, if energy allows, make the short climb up the wide, step path behind the museum to the photogenic ruins of the Golden Shinto Shrine. Tutari, the Japanese ceremonial gates, pillars, and stone foundations are all that remain today of the temple, built by the Japan Mining Company in 1933, which is dedicated to the three kami spirits of metallurgy, but it's worth clambering up there if only to admire the breathtaking view. There's lots here to see and do, but if time is short, be sure at least to visit the elegant Crown Prince Chalet, built in 1922 for the visit to Taiwan of Crown Prince Hirohito 2 years later, though in the end, the Crown Prince did not stay here. Set in pretty gardens, the interior isn't open to the public, but some of the beautiful rooms are clearly visible through the glass windows. Look for the beautiful Mount Fuji design above the main entrance. Round the back of the chalet is a concrete mini-golf course and an archery range, intended for use by the royal visitor. Climb the steps beside the chalet and turn left at the top onto the wooden platform that supported the tracks of a narrow-gauge pushcart railway, once used to transport ore and minerals. Between Jingguashi and Shuanandong you will also pass a curious natural landmark, the Golden Waterfall, named so because the high concentration of heavy metals in its cascading waters, which was picked up as they travel through the old mines, have over many years stained the rocks a deep golden orange. Jiufen. Founded during the Qing dynasty, this small town was a relatively isolated village until the discovery of gold during the Japanese occupation in 1893, quickly developing the town due to a gold rush. Many buildings in the town remain unchanged to this day, reflecting the Japanese influence on both architecture and culture on the island. During World War II, the town housed a Japanese prisoner of war camp where captured Allied force soldiers, mainly British, were forced to work in the gold mines. After the war, gold mining activities declined, and the town today exists mainly as a tourist destination remembering and celebrating Taiwanese history and culture. From the beginning of the 1990s, Jiufen experienced a tourist boom that has shaped the town into an attraction easily accessible from Taipei City as a nice day trip, around 2 hours away round trip by public transit. Today, the town is filled with both retro Chinese and Japanese-style cafes, tea houses, and souvenir shops, as well as fantastic views of the ocean. Through much of the 19th century, Jiufen was nothing more than a poor mountainside village of only 9 families. The name literally translates as 9 portions, and refers to the allocation of household supplies delivered to the village by boat in the days before reliable road access. In 1890, however, gold was discovered in the hills and the area, including the new villages of Jinguashi and Shunandil, was rapidly transformed into the precious metals capital of East Asia, turning out gold, and later copper, and attracting thousands upon thousands of islanders and venturers from further afield to the area to seek their fortunes. Jiufen eventually became so prosperous that it was even dubbed Little Shanghai. But by the latter half of the 20th century, the local mining industry had fallen into decline and the villages began to drift once again into obscurity. It wasn't until the 1990s, after the award-winning Taiwanese historical drama film A City of Sadness was filmed in Jiufen, that the area began to experience a renaissance as a tourist destination among the Taiwan population. The secret soon spread to international visitors after the village was touted as the inspiration for the otherworldly bathhouse and its environs in the 2001 Studio Ghibli movie Spirited Away. Hayao Miyazaki, co-founder of the studio, has since debunked this claim, though this has not stopped many local businesses from capitalizing on the resemblance between their village and Miyazaki's creation. Though most visitors to the area are day trippers who head home before evening's arrival, its true magic only really reveals itself after dark, when the lanterns that drape the old buildings light up, the old mining-era ruins are set glow, and you can see squid fishing vessels out on the sea, lighting up the dark waters like stars in the night sky. To experience these historic villages at their most enchanting, an overnight stay is therefore thoroughly recommended. Jiufen Old Street. The lively heart of Jiufen is its old street, Jishen Street. A narrow covered alley intersected in several places by steep stone stairs, the old street is a hive of snack vendors selling a taro ball sweet treat. Especially famous are Mother Lie's taro balls, at number 143, one of the best of many places that sell this. The herbal rice cakes, fish balls are also Jiufen classic which are worth of trying, and other local specialties. Souvenir shops and tea houses serving traditional teas and delicate finger snacks. The most famous example of the latter is undoubtedly the Amai Tea House, located in a former smithy, with a lantern-draped, ocean-facing facade that can be seen on the front page of travel literature about the village. Be sure to drop into the Shangping Theater, originally a small wooden structure for staging Taiwanese opera, later one of Taiwan's first cinemas, and now a characterful free museum. The majority of attractions are concentrated along the cobblestone steps of Shuki Road between Jiufen Elementary School and the Jiufen Police Precinct. The 3 roads running perpendicular to Shuki Road. Each boast a wide variety of shops, restaurants, and cafes. Besides the main roads, there are numerous small alleys and lanes that snake around the area and sometimes even run beneath buildings. Some nice activities in Jiufen include hiking on Mount Keeling, drinking Chinese tea at the City of Sadness restaurant, Visit the Jufan Kite Museum to see colorful kites of all shapes and sizes from around the world. The museum also offers classes for visitors to make a kite of their own, and is open on weekends. The Jufan Torch Festival began when Jufan was struck by a plague and locals prayed to bring fortune to the town. Every July, residents raise red torch lanterns that join with white street lanterns to create what appears to be a large golden dragon snaking through the alleyways of the town, creating an incredible scene and continuing ancient customs.